We're so honored and proud to have Coco with us in Studio 1A. Coco, good morning.
Morning.
Congratulations. I have to say, every time we see Coco, we run, attack, squeal, and we're just lunatics because we are just so amazed by you and so happy for you.
The tennis world is buzzing right now. And it has nothing to do with what happened during a match. Aryna Sabalenka, one of the most dominant forces in women's tennis, is reportedly not too pleased after Coco Gauff was named the youngest player of the year for 2025. Before diving into the real story behind this situation, let's make one thing clear. This isn't your usual on-court rivalry filled with match points and score lines. This is about recognition, major awards, and what unfolds when two of the sport's biggest stars end up on opposite sides of a debate that is fans and analysts everywhere talking So what really happened? And why is Aryna Sabalenka feeling frustrated about it? Let's break it down from the start. Coco Gauff, who turned 21 in March 2025, was officially recognized as the youngest player of the year by several major tennis organizations and media outlets. If you've been following the sport, you already know Gauff has been turning heads since her breakout moment at Wimbledon in 2019, when she was only 15 years old. That year, she defeated Venus Williams in the opening round, instantly grabbing the attention of the entire tennis world. Since then, she has built an incredible resume, secured her first Grand Slam title at the US Open in 2023, and firmly positioned herself as one of the leading stars shaping the future of the game.
Let me put it to you this way. First of all, congratulations to Coco Gauff. She deserves it. I'm rooting for her. She's a champion now. I love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And she's been a great citizen and a great ambassador for the sport of tennis, and she's only going to get better.
The award is designed to honor young players who make a real impact on the sport within a single season, shining a spotlight on rising stars and celebrating achievements by athletes under a specific age limit. Coco Gauff delivered a strong 2025 campaign, reaching the semifinals at the Australian Open, advancing to the finals at Roland Garros, and securing three WTA titles across the year. By most standards, those results are more than worthy of recognition. But this is where the situation starts to get complicated. Aryna Sabalenka, now 27, has arguably produced an even more dominant season in terms of overall results, winning the Australian Open for a third straight time in January, claiming her second US Open title in September, and ending the year ranked as the world number one. Sources close to her camp suggest she believes that focusing on age-based awards takes attention away from what truly matters, which is performance on the court. A source close to the situation says Aryna Sabalenka feels tennis should celebrate pure excellence, not just age milestones. And when you look at her journey, that perspective starts to make sense. She has put in years of hard work to reach this level, competing on tours since 2012, battling smaller events, and steadily rising through the rankings step by step. Her first Grand Slam victory didn't come until 2023 at the Australian Open when she was 24, which is considered later compared to modern standards, especially when you remember players like Monica Seles, Martina Hingis, and Serena Williams, who claimed major titles as teenagers. Sabalenka's journey has been different, longer, and far more demanding, requiring patience and persistence over time. So when you are coming off one of the best seasons of your career, winning two Grand Slams and finishing as world number one, and then see headlines focusing on someone else largely because of age, it is easy to understand why that might feel frustrating. Reports, including one from Tennis Magazine, suggest her camp has quietly voiced concerns about what they view as a media preference for younger stars, even in moments when more experienced players may be delivering stronger results. But now shift the focus to Coco Gauff and her side of the story, because at just 21, she has already built a resume many players never reach in a full career. She has captured a Grand Slam title, held a spot inside the top five rankings, represented the United States on the international stage, and done it all with a level of composure and maturity that continues to impress even the most experienced voices in tennis. After winning the U.S. Open in 2023, she made it clear in an interview that she plays for the love of the game, not for trophies or recognition. And that statement has echoed throughout 2025 as this debate has grown. The situation between her and Aryna Sabalenka does not appear to be personal, at least not in public, as both have remained respectful in interviews and online while facing each other multiple times on court, with Sabalenka holding a slight advantage in their head-to-head results. Still, this moment shines a light on a deeper conversation within professional tennis that has existed for years, raising the question of how much age should really matter when it comes to awards and recognition. In sports like golf, there are clear distinctions where rookie honors exist alongside overall player of the year awards that go purely to performance. But in tennis, those boundaries are not always as defined. The WTA offers categories like most improved player and comeback player of the year, along with honors for emerging talent. Yet when media outlets and publications introduce their own awards, the criteria can shift, leaving room for debates like this to take center stage. Chris ever captured her first Grand Slam at just 18, while Bjorn Borg was only 20 when he lifted his French Open title, showing how the sport has always embraced young champions. Yet it has also deeply respected players who maintain greatness over time. Jimmy Connors was still competing at an elite level into his late 30s, and Martina Navratilova proved longevity by winning Wimbledon at 33, highlighting how tennis has long celebrated both rising youth and seasoned experience. What makes this moment especially compelling is the era we are in right now, where women's tennis is deeper and more competitive than ever, with emerging stars like Coco Gauff sharing the spotlight alongside players in their prime, such as Aryna Sabalenka, Aryna Rybakina, and Jessica Pegula, who are delivering some of the highest level performances of their careers. The idea that tennis only becomes exciting when teenagers dominate no longer reflects reality. And a report from The Athletic in October 2025 noted a clear shift in how awards are being viewed, with some organizations considering removing age-based categories entirely while others continue to support them as a way to highlight young talent and bring new fans into the sport. Aryna Sabalenka spoke to the media in a subtle way after winning the U.S. Open in September, and while she did not mention Coco Gauff directly or call out any award, one comment quickly stood out as the debate continued. She told reporters she was proud of what she had achieved at 27, adding that not every player peaks at 18 or 20, and that taking more time to succeed does not make those accomplishments any less meaningful. Many saw that as a clear response to the growing conversation around age and recognition in tennis, especially after Sports Illustrated published an opinion piece supporting the idea that performance should matter more than early potential. Using Sabalenka's career as a prime example, there is also a broader issue to consider here, because placing so much focus on how young players, when they succeed, create intense pressure that is not always healthy for long-term development. Jennifer Capriati won Olympic gold at 16 and a Grand Slam at 15, but later faced burnout and personal struggles during her 20s. While Maria Sharapova has spoken openly about how winning Wimbledon at 17 brought a level of expectation she was not fully prepared to handle. In that context, Sabalenka's reported frustration may not be aimed at Gauff personally, but instead a system that can sometimes place more value on early success than on consistent excellence over time. INA sport careers can stretch across 15 or even 20 years. It raises a real question about whether recognition should be tied to youth or simply awarded to the player who performed the best. Regardless of age, the WTA has remained carefully neutral throughout the debate, releasing a statement in late October saying they celebrate all achievements and recognize both rising talent and established champions, which sounds balanced, but does little to settle the core issue. What makes things even more interesting is the reaction from fans as the tennis community appears divided, with younger audiences supporting awards that highlight emerging stars, while older fans push back against what they see as too much focus on youth over proven results. A viral discussion on Twitter in early November captured this divide, with longtime fans, especially those over 50, expressing understanding toward Aryna Sabalenka and questioning when age became such a major factor in recognition. Looking at the numbers adds another layer to the story, as Sabalenka finished 2025 with 52 wins and just 12 losses, while Coco Gauff recorded 47 wins and 15 losses. And although Sabalenka secured 2 Grand Slam titles, Gauff reached 2 finals without managing to convert them into championships. Aryna Sabalenka earned close to $15 million in prize money, while Coco Gauff brought in around $8 million. And by nearly every measurable statistic, Sabalenka delivered the stronger season overall. However, Gauff is 21. And in today's sports media landscape, youth creates a powerful narrative that drives attention, attracts sponsors looking for long-term partnerships, and connects with a younger audience that tennis organizations are eager to reach. A report from Nielsen in 2024 highlighted that tennis has been struggling to engage viewers under 40, making young stars like Gauff an important part of the sport's future growth. So where does that leave the situation now, as the debate remains unresolved and shows no signs of fading anytime soon? Both Sabalenka and Gauff will continue competing, winning matches, and captivating fans around the world. But the bigger question about whether tennis should reward current performance or future potential is still open. What this moment really reveals is a deeper tension across professional sports about how success is defined and what stories are celebrated most, whether it is the rise of a young prodigy achieving greatness early or the journey of a player